Now you can begin the unfolding process, which is going to be the easiest thing you do. Take the ribbon off and unflap. There's only a few stacked together. You can do them all at one time, but you want to be careful you don't get the dreaded double crease. The order that they have to be placed on the pressing board, in the same order that we're going to be imaging them, is on this page I'll show you here. A copy of this document is posted up on the wall in the document prep area, so you'll have plenty of access to it. Generally, in the order that you'll be imaging the documents are as follows: the will, any codicils to the will, ex parte, lead of grant, miscellaneous affidavits, and the probate. And lastly, an assortment of letters or correspondence. Several times you'll find that there may be 3 or 4 different copies of the probate. They generally have different date timestamps. I don't waste any time deciding which is a duplicate or not. I just copy them all. Primarily, a probate is going to consist of letters, affidavits, and the will, and codicils to the will. This is what a simple probate looks like. You will find all the probate packets are all different. Some have as many as, we've had one that was 1,100 pages. But for the most part, generally there's about 25 to 30 pages per probate. You will discover that many probates have an interesting collection of different types of documents to copy: books, newspaper articles, magazine clippings, photographs, and things of that nature. You just need to get a little creative. Make sure you copy them all. Make sure you do not damage any document, remove staples, cut lacings, or otherwise alter the document. A lot of court clerks would use glue to glue document pages in, and sometimes that glue spreads and affects the rest of the document. It seeps through and glues 2 affidavits together. Do not attempt to pull them apart, and you'll have to have the conservation department unglue them for you. Okay, so I'm going to put the will first. Probate will be last. And they're usually numbered. That could be a big help as well. It says 4 and 5, but it's not always accurate. So you want to stick to that sheet of paper I showed you in the order you put these in. Probate last, will first. Okay. This is a good example. This is 4, and it says probate. We want that last. This is 5. It's a declaration, and so we know that goes. All the regular nondescript affidavits go in between. So that like that. The letters go last. So on the press board, they go first. What you're really looking for is the ex parte notice. That's the next one. And the lead of grant is the next one. These are almost always labeled 1 and 2. And there you go. That's the correct order. Have the letters down. It's personal preference in how you put them on the press board. But when you have a stack here, you want it as level as possible. You don't want a big teeter-totter. This is the way I do it. Personal preference. Okay, and you do the next level. So forth. Now the ribbons I just toss aside here and I'll put them in the box when I'm done. Sometimes if you get a really thick one and the ribbon is obviously bigger, you can put the ribbon right there and then go ahead and put your probate on top of it. You'll get better instruction on this from the archive staff. Stephanie will be showing you a little bit better what you want to copy and what you don't want to copy. This is easy. This is it. The reverse is, after you've imaged them, is just refold them and put them back in the box. I do want to mention one very important thing when you're unfolding is you're on search for the largest document. This is going to be used when we do our calibration. And so when we stack the forms on, I've got the letters on here already. Put the affidavits on. This one, instead of putting on here, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to let it hang out the side here, so I'll know where it is, because when I do the calibration, I'll need that form. One other quick thing I want to mention is, basically, if it's in the folder, copy it. There are some exceptions. Here's a good example. Here's an original will, and somebody just made a Xerox copy of the will. There are no stamps, no signatures, nothing on there. It does not need to be copied. You do not need to image this document. I just fold it up like this and set it aside on here like that. I might add that you're going to get a lot of copies like this, but a lot of them will have a stamp right here, a little blue stamp that says it's a certified copy. Any document that is a copy of a document and it has certified stamps on it, you do want to copy it. So basically the rule of thumb is, when in doubt, copy it. In this particular case, there's no handwriting, no stamps, no nothing on it. Here is a good example of a duplicate and an original will. Original documents are easy to spot because you usually have colored ink, and also you can see that the duplicate copy is a certified copy. It has a stamp and most definitely would need to be imaged. After you unfold your last probate, then you want to take your metadata sheet and put it on top. And then I always stick the index, I kind of do it, tuck it underneath here so it's handy. Put the ribbons back in the box, the empty box. And we'll stick it on the shelf and put it on the presses. Here the documents are being pressed until they're ready to be imaged. You can still see the largest document sticking out, and again, that is to be used during the calibration process. You can see that document preparation is quite simple. Refolding is the simplest thing we do. Basically, we're putting them back the same way we imaged them. Ties on there, fold it over, put in the box. Letters, probate's on top, wheels on the bottom. Inside, I should say. That's it. And that brings us to the end of this video presentation.